You've been putting in work when nobody sees, planting seeds in silence, watering dreams, smiling through pain, still showing up. Even when life keep calling your bluff, they don't know what it costs you to stay in the race. The prayers you whispered with tears on your face, but you never folded, never sat still. That kind of faith gon' break through for real. Your time coming, I feel it in the wind. All that grind, all that pain, about to turn to winds. Every no you heard, God gon' flip to yes. Every closed door was just a divine test. So keep going hard, don't slow down, yeah. You ain't worked this long just to have regrets. You about to rise like you always knew. Your time coming, it's overdue. You kept showing love even when they switched. Kept walking light when life got dark quick. You poured into others while running on E. But baby, breakthrough coming, just wait and see. You ain't crazy, you chosen. God saw the night you were broken. He kept receipts on every try, and he gon' bless you right on time. Stay in position, the table's turning in your favor, no permission. They gon' act like they always knew, but only you and God knew what you've been through. So chin up, don't let the pressure lie. Diamonds form when you don't quit the fight. It's closer than it's ever been for you. Your time coming, let 'em move. You ain't invisible, you just being built. Every scar, every tear is strength, not guilt. It's your season to shine, your name in lights. You paid your dues, now claim your rights. Your time coming, believe that truth. Everything they said you couldn't do gon' come through. So don't hold back, don't lose hope. This the moment God gon' help you float from pressure to power, from silent to loud, from overlooked to making him proud. Keep showing up, you already grew. Your time coming, and it's due. I've been fighting battles nobody ever knew. Crying in the midnight, asking God what I should do. My heart was heavy, and I could barely lift my head. But even when I felt alone, His mercy never left. People that I trusted walked away without a sound. I had to lean on God just to stay on solid ground. I thought the pain would break me, thought I'd fall and disappear. But in the darkest place, He pulled me close and wiped my fear. I was hurting and shaking, but His grace kept me from breaking. Every scar became a story of the way He fought for me. I survived what was meant to break me. Every weapon that was formed couldn't take me. I'm still standing even when the hurt tried to change me. He stepped in every time the darkness chased me. I walked through the fire and came out shining. Storms tried to drown me, but I kept rising. I survived what was meant to break me. I carried wounds I never told a soul about. Smiled through the pain while my faith worked it out. I love people who left me empty and confused. The ones I prayed for were the first to watch me lose.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I hope y'all can see me and hear me. Okay. Um, Hope everybody had a great new moon. Slakia for my tardiness. Had a lot to do today. A lot going on. All praise for those who was able to hop on. Um, and continue our Women of the Bible series. Um, Let me get this situated. Salakia. Boy. All right, so today we'll be talking about Rebekah. Rebekah. When discernment turns into control, right? Um, with dealing with your discernment in this truth, and where it can turn into some type of control, right? Some type of control that you per se may not want, right? Well, I ain't gonna say per se want, but what you don't per se need, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't need control of our lives. We need the Most High, the Most High to control it, right? So, a word from the Most High does not authorize you to force His hand, right? And that's the part where I'm saying of allowing the Most High to be in control, right? Oh, Slucky, I haven't even got my hair wrap on. Lord forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. Matter of fact, let me go do that real quick. Slucky, give me 2 seconds. Oh, God, Slucky. Excuse my little hair. I really just threw this thing on real quick. I didn't want to get out a word without the hair right. Slucky. Okay, go lay down. Slucky, forgive me, my son. All right, God, so where was I at? Slucky, y'all. All right, so Rebecca shows us that knowing the Most High will is powerful, but waiting on His timing is what creates the holiness, right? Allowing the Most High to be our guide, right, and being on His time, right. So, um, first we'll get into who was Rebecca, right? Rebecca was the great niece of Abraham and the cousin of Isaac, right? Well, that would be like the great cousin, right? If you're looking at the genealogy of it, right? Rebecca was also the wife of Isaac, right? Who was once barren, right? Just like Sarah, just like Hannah, from the previous women of the Bible we talked about, right? But then turned to the mother of Jacob and Esau, right? So the precepts, Slakia, man, everything is working. My son is crying. Give me 1 second, y'all. Woosah, hold up, 2 seconds. Salakia, thank y'all. Thank y'all for bearing with me. Lord have mercy. Have the Lord been testing me today? Lord have mercy. Okay, so the first precept that I have is Genesis 24 and 15. Genesis 24 and 15. Genesis 24 and 15. And it reads, and it comes to pass before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethel. And again, y'all know I'm not really too good with the names. So bear with me, right? Bethel, son of Melchah, and the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder, right? And that's where where we got the fact of that's Rebekah is Abraham's great niece, right? Based off that precept. And then Genesis 25 and 21, it reads, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was intrigued of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, right? Salakia. So we know again, so she was barren. Like at first she wasn't able to have a baby, right? And carry the child. Um and we just know intrigued means to pray, right? So, he was basically praying to the Lord, um, and doing everything he's supposed to do to get what he needed. All right, so what was her core struggle? Her struggle was not ignorance, it was control, right? So when she received a prophecy from the Lord, they didn't try to control it, if that makes sense, right? So the precept that I have is Genesis 25 and 23, Genesis 25 and 23, Genesis 25 and 23, and it reads, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one person and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? So Jacob was chosen, but instead of trusting the Most High, to fulfill it, she had intervened, right? She intervened and orchestrated deception, right? By telling Jacob about the promise of having it, or Salakia. So by telling Jacob about the promise that was meant for Esau, through Abraham, thinking that Esau was going to get the blessing, right? Or Esau was going to have the upper hand opposed to Jacob, right? When the Lord said that the elder shall serve the younger, right? In that prophecy, right? So, and that's in Genesis 27 and 5, actually, going down, talking about, the deception that she had did, right? Which leads to another precept that I have, is Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. Ecclesiastes 3 and 11. And it reads, he had made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in thy heart, so that no man can find out the work of God, make it from the beginning to the end. Right? So, that's basically just substantiating that, it's a time and place, right? It's a time for everything. The Most High has a time, his own timing for everything, right? And I believe there's another precept too. It's a time and place basically for everything, where we got that from, right? So discernment without surrender turns into manipulation, right? Because she basically manipulated that situation. And her struggle wasn't lacking of faith, right? It was just a lack of patience and trust in the Most High God, right? So when did things begin to shift, right? Which was the shifting happened when her fear replaced her trust, right? When she feared that Esau was going to get the promise opposed to what the Most High already ordained, right? So years had passed from Genesis 25 to Genesis 27, right? Genesis 25 was when the promise was made to her, right? And opposed to Genesis 27, where when she started to do the deception, right? To try to get Jacob to steal the promise, right? So time tests trust, right? And the time is what trust, test the trust of when the Most High gonna do something. The Most High say he gonna do it, he ain't gonna do it, but again, on his own time. And it may not be your time or the time you would like for it to happen, but it's gonna happen on the Most High's timing, right? Um, Waiting exposes whether we believe the promise or just like the idea of it, right? Because if we believe in it, then we know what's going to happen. The Most High already said it's going to happen, so we know it's going to happen. But if we just like the idea, like, okay, the Most High said it's going to happen, but I'm going to do this to make it happen faster, right? That's like an idea of it opposed to what the Most High already ordained, right? So going on to the next, why did she step into control, right? Um, Rebekah believed that the promise, I was like, she believed in the promise, but she didn't believe in the process of the promise, right? Again, that's why she forced her hand, try to make it come faster, or didn't, well, start to believe like Esau was going to get this, right? So, Isaac, he favored Esau, right, according to scripture, and she favored Jacob, right, according to scripture, right? So favoritism created that tension within that household, right? Um, so that's, that was that point on that. And, fear said, if I don't act, the wrong son will receive the blessing, right? Opposed to, again, what the Most High said. And the Most High said that Jacob will receive it, right? Jacob will have rule over Esau, right? But again, she didn't see it that way, right? Anxiety will convince you that manipulation is wisdom, right? Of forcing your hand is wise to do because of how you feel, because you are afraid, right? And that is not anxiety that was now on you, right? When us reality, the Most High didn't ordain that, right? So, and next is the where. Oh, Salaki. When you think the Most High needs your help is when you already out of alignment, right? Because again, the Most High don't need your help. He got it, right? He big dog around here. He got it. He know what he doing, right? So again, where did she lose the alignment, right? She lost the alignment at the moment when she stopped praying and started plotting, right? She started plotting, um, you know, how it wasn't finna happen, right? How Esau wasn't ready to get it, right? So again, it's Genesis 25 and 22, Genesis 25 and 22, Genesis 25 and 22, and it reads, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why have I thus? And she went and inquired to the Lord, right? So she actually went and she started praying, right? She prayed and to get answers, right? But then in Genesis 27, when she did that deception, right, she never inquired the Most High to the Most High of, should she do that, right? Or why this is happening, right? She just straight gave instruction to Jacob without inquiring to the Most High Lord, Most High God, right? And that's where she lost alignment, right? So the moment that you stop inquiring is the moment you start interfering with what the Most High has for you, right? And that's where we sometimes make it become a delay, of what the Most High had for us, because now we did something or made something happen that wasn't supposed to happen, and now we got to lay in that bed, or now it just delays the whole process, right? That the Most High asked you to do, right? Um, okay, where am I at? Salakia. Okay, so we're on to the next on the how, right? How did her actions affect the outcome, right? What her actions created Esau to then have rage, right? That's in Genesis 27 and 41. Genesis 27 and 41. Genesis 27 and 41. And it reads, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father and are at hand, and I shall slay my brother Jacob, right? Because if he didn't take that blessing, if Rebekah ain't tell Jacob, what to do and all that other stuff, then Esau wouldn't have been at that rage, right? At his brother at that time, right? And then she lost her son Jacob because he had to flee to Lebron at that point, right? Because Esau was at his neck, was at his head, right? Genesis 27 and 43, right? Now therefore, my son, obey my voice and arise, flee thou to Laban, my brother to Haran, right? So now she's saying like, yeah, go to your uncle, right? Because she didn't want, Esau to kill him, right? But she didn't think about how that damaged anything, right? So now she didn't just, lose her husband because Abraham was already in the process of dying, but now you know, she lost her favorite son, right? Because why? Because she took matters in her own hands, right? Instead of letting the Most High do what he was supposed to do, right? So control may sometimes achieve the promise, right? It may you controlled it, you made it come, but it may damage the path along the way, right? That's where the delays come in, or that's where things that wasn't meant to happen, right? Because you wanted to put your 2 cents, you wanted to put your arm in there, and put your nose in something that you had no business in doing, instead of letting the Most High do what he's supposed to do, right? And when you try to control the outcome, you may lose what you were actually trying to protect, right? So granted, she was trying to protect her son, right? And trying to protect the fact that, you know, the will of the Most High God. But at the end of the day, she wound up losing those things, right? She lost her son, you know, probably not even seeing him again, because I don't see no scripture that said that they rekindled, right? After he went on to LeBron. All right, so wait a minute. Slacking. Those lies was mixed up. So the next one is Rebekah teaches us, right, that you can hear from the Most High, you can carry the promise, right? You can have discernment, but yet you can step into flesh, right? Meaning you can still step in and do the wrong things, like based off your flesh, right? Because that anxiety that she had, of thinking that Esau was finna get the blessing, or that prophecy that she wanted didn't get fulfilled, caused her to step into her flesh and do things that was out of order, that wasn't aligned, right? Um, so we always just gotta keep that in mind. And like I said, this was gonna be a short lesson today. The little reflection questions. Are you trying to help the Most High fulfill His word? Right? Like, are you trying to help? Right? When the Most High didn't say, "Hey, I need your help." Right? Are you trying to help the Most High fulfill which He had for you? Right? Are you manipulating because you're afraid? Are you you know trying to do something because you're afraid that something this ain't gonna happen? right? Did the Most High promise it, or are you trying to force it, right? Did the Most High promise you to have something or this for this to happen to you, or are you trying to force it to happen, right? And what has control cost you, right? If you do see something that maybe you try to help on, or you try to gain control on, that the Most High already ordained for you, but you wanted it faster, or whatever the case may be, what has it cost you, right? Just like us in Rebekah, it cost her son, right? The one that she actually favored because she rushed the process, right? What has it cost you? Um, so I like to give my little affirmation at the end. I will not force what the Most High has promised. I will trust in His timing. I will release control into the Most High's hands. And what He spoke, He will perform. What the Most High say, He will do and mean it. Right? So just a little lesson recap, from the last couple lessons. Again, with Leah, we learned about praise and rejection, like just giving praise when, you don't feel love, feel rejected, right? And Hannah, giving praise in barrenness, right? Even if, you wanted something and it's just not in your lot at the time, right? Still giving praise. And Rebekah, trusting in the timing, allowing the Most High to do what He got to do, right? So we move from pain to surrender to basically self-control, to not, do more than what is required of us, right? From the Most High God. And with that, I give honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Shah, the water for those who was able to hop on. Hopefully, this lesson was productive for y'all, and just room from a thought, because I know when I was creating this, it definitely was, room from a thought for myself, of like not trying to control things, or trying to control what, the Most High has for me, and just going with the flow of it, um, and just allowing things to just go, right? So that way I'm not forcing my hand, I'm not adding more stuff into me in my lot that wasn't supposed to be, um, because I'm trying to move on my own accord. So, just things to think about. Um, so God, again, honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Mashiach, Shah. Love y'all. Shalom.